Your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. Electric vehicles are often hailed as the future of driving, with their lightning-fast acceleration, cutting-edge technology, and green credentials. However, owning an EV can sometimes be more challenging than anticipated. From range anxiety and logistical issues to reliability concerns and underwhelming performance, the reality of EV ownership can sometimes be far from the utopian vision presented by manufacturers. Today, we delve into a couple of real-life stories that reveal just how quickly an EV can become a troublesome experience. Number 4. The unvarnished truth about electric pickup trucks. Electric pickup trucks have sparked significant debate among experts regarding their future viability. While opinions vary, there's a growing consensus that electric pickups are not yet ready to replace their traditional combustion engine counterparts. This realization has emerged from the first-hand experiences of owners and detailed performance tests. These electric workhorses might initially impress with their hefty batteries, blistering acceleration, and ranges exceeding 300 miles. However, pickups are designed for hard work, and the truth is, electric pickups struggle under heavy use. The batteries, which power these trucks, are not well suited for the rigors of demanding tasks. Consumer Reports conducted a revealing comparison between the Ford F-150 Lightning and the Rivian R1T, focusing on their performance while towing. Both trucks, equipped with substantial ranges, 320 miles for the F-150 Lightning and 314 miles for the R1T, were put to the test with a 10,000-pound trailer. The results were telling. The range estimates dropped dramatically. The F-150 Lightning's range fell to 161 miles, while the R1T's dropped to 150 miles, only to decrease further during actual towing. Ultimately, the F-150 managed 91 miles, and the R1T 85 miles, less than 30% of their advertised ranges. Motor Trend also assessed the F-150 Lightning's performance with various trailers, from 3,500 to 7,000 pounds, achieving between 90 and 115 miles. Car and Driver expanded the testing to include an all-electric Hummer, which, despite its massive 200 kilowatt-hour battery, could only manage up to 140 miles of towing range. These tests highlight the limitations of electric pickups, especially in areas with underdeveloped charging infrastructure. The inconvenience of finding suitable charging stations that accommodate trucks with trailers is a significant drawback. A potential solution could be a range extender, but perhaps the best option for now is to rely on traditional gas and diesel-powered pickups for heavy-duty tasks. Number 3. The short-lived Tesla experience. For Gemma from Australia, the dream of owning an electric vehicle quickly soured. Initially drawn to the promise of a greener, more sustainable mode of transport, Gemma's 18-month journey with a Tesla turned into a series of frustrations and realizations. Gemma's enthusiasm waned during a particularly harrowing search for a functional charging station in the NSW Southern Highlands. This experience, marked by charging anxiety, was a stark reminder of the practical challenges of EV ownership. Despite the assurances from her salesman that charging infrastructure would suffice, and recounting his 2,000-mile trip from Sydney to Perth, Gemma found the reality far less accommodating. The issues didn't end with charging. Gemma discovered that the running costs of her EV were not as economical as she had been led to believe. The promised savings on fuel did not offset the time and hassle of locating and using public chargers. Her final tally of $524 saved on fuel over 12 months, equating to just $42 a month, was meager compared to the costs and inconvenience. Gemma's experience also highlighted a broader skepticism about the renewable energy narrative. Despite coming from a family with solar panels, she questioned the environmental impact of renewable projects that involve deforestation. Moreover, she pointed out that hybrids, such as the Toyota Camry, offer a more practical and affordable alternative with a smaller carbon footprint and less range anxiety. In Gemma's words, it's not just about the fact that EVs are the most expensive car options around, it's also about the practicality and accessibility that hybrids can offer. She ended her story with a rhetorical question about the hybrid Toyota Camry's popularity among Australia's cabbies, emphasizing the hybrid's practical advantages. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now, let's explore number 2, public charging predicaments, a case from Melbourne. Electric vehicles are praised for their environmental benefits, swift performance, and low running costs. However, the reality of EV ownership can often clash with these idealized claims, especially when it comes to home charging. The promise of affordable, convenient charging at home falls apart when you factor in the challenges of public charging stations, which can sometimes be more expensive than a traditional fill-up at the pump. Take Melbourne, Australia, for example. One innovative resident devised a clever solution to charge his Tesla while parked on the street by using a fence-mounted fishing rod to suspend the charging cable over the sidewalk. This setup allowed him to connect his car to his home charger while keeping pedestrian pathways clear. However, this ingenious method was short-lived. The city of Boroondara's council deemed the setup a safety hazard, citing a lack of approved solutions for charging vehicles parked on public streets from residential properties. Daniel Freer, director of Places and Spaces in Boroondara, noted that the council's regulations do not permit such arrangements. Instead, residents without off-street parking are advised to use the growing network of public charging stations in the area. This scenario reflects a global issue. EV ownership is particularly challenging for those lacking access to private parking or garages. Until practical solutions for on-street charging are developed, many EV owners will continue to rely on public charging stations, which may not always meet their needs efficiently. Number 1. The road trip conundrum, when charging takes over the adventure. Road trips are meant to be exciting escapes, allowing drivers to explore new destinations and enjoy the journey. For some EV owners, however, these trips can become more about locating charging stations than savoring the open road. Tim and Meredith Budge learned this lesson during a 270-kilometer weekend getaway in their Hyundai Ioniq. Instead of relishing the scenic drive, their trip was consumed by the search for charging points. "It's not like we could just pull into any gas station," Tim explains. "We had to map out our route based on available chargers, turning the trip into a logistical puzzle." Similarly, Shane Parker's experience at the Bridgetown Blues Festival was marred by charging concerns. Although eager to enjoy the festival, Shane found that the lack of convenient charging options overshadowed his excitement. "The car dictated the festival experience," he remarked, emphasizing how the need to manage charging overshadowed the fun of the event. These stories underscore a significant hurdle for electric vehicles: the adequacy of charging infrastructure, particularly in less urbanized areas. While EVs are celebrated for their eco-friendly attributes and advanced technology, the challenge of finding functional chargers can transform a leisurely journey into a stressful ordeal. For many drivers, the promise of a smooth road trip with an EV is often overshadowed by the quest to keep their car powered. Conclusion: navigating the complexities of EV ownership. As we've explored, owning an EV can sometimes become a frustrating experience rather than the seamless green revolution many had hoped for. From the difficulties of towing with electric pickups to the trials of public charging, it's evident that while EVs offer substantial benefits, they also come with unique challenges. Have you encountered similar issues with your EV, or do you have other concerns about their practicality? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue the discussion. And if you're interested in more in-depth automotive insights, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.